Good afternoon. I'm back, walked the dog, made myself a nice hot cup of coffee. Excuse my hair, I've just taken off my woolly hat, so I've got proper sort of fluffy hat head at the moment. Right, welcome to vlog 135, I think it is. Bit of a different one this time, and basically it's because I'm using this as an opportunity to explain to you my latest incredible genius or ridiculous harebrained, you decide, idea for a race on Zwift, and it is called the RAZ, or Race Across Zwift. So, what is the RAZ? Well, as the name would suggest, it is a race across the entirety of Zwift, which currently has 29 possible routes available. All 29 routes total about 899.8, I think it was, kilometres, with total climbing of 12,500 metres. To complete the RAZ, you need to complete all 29 of those routes within a 14-day time window. You can do it whenever you like, you can do it however many times you like. You can use any bike you like, you can use power-ups, you can do the route in any order that you like. The rules are very flexible. There are a couple of key ones which I'll get onto in a minute, but it's completely open. The only main requirement is you have to register every time you take the challenge on. The reason for that is because the registration basically asks for your name, your email, and your chosen start date and start time. And based on that start date and start time, you will then receive a confirmation of your registration and your cut-off time. So, for example, 1st of January at 11 o'clock AM, you will get an email saying you have until the 14th of January at 11 o'clock AM to complete the challenge. And again, if you don't make it or you're not happy with your time, you can do it again later on in the year, later on in the month, whenever it is. You can do it as many times as you like, but you will need to register every time you do it. Registration will be in a comment just down there. I'll link you to the official web page now for the RAZ. So it's as simple as that. The way it will work, quite basically, is after you've registered, you start on or after your designated start time. You complete all 29 routes. Your times will be taken from the official Zwift Insider verified Strava segments for each of those routes. Once you finish each route, or indeed when you finished all 29, you send that data, basically the Strava link to each of those rides, to the organisers, WKG. We will then check the dates, fit with all the dates of your rides fit within that 14-day window. We will basically combine all of your times to work out your RAZ finishing time, and it's as simple as that. You can use the full 14 days, even if you could think you could finish it in a week. It'll be worth using the full 14 days so you can have sufficient rest days in between. We're not timing you from the point you start to the point you finish. We're combining each individual route. So, for example, one of the routes is the full Prudential Ride London route of 167 kilometres. So you might want to give yourself a day or two either side of rest and recuperation after doing that one. Other routes are 4.1 kilometres around the Volcano circuit counterclockwise or something like that. So you might want to combine that with doing the Richmond flat loop, a Watopia flat loop, London Classic route. Maybe do 3 or 4 of those all in one hit while you're feeling fresh and you're warmed up, and try and get good times on those. A couple of main requirements are, firstly, you will need to either be able to use the time date hack on your computer to adjust the world. But if you're going to do that, please bear in mind that you will probably want to note it on your Zwift ride, on your Strava ride when you save it, so that just in case any of those dates that you change your computer time to will push you outside of the 14-day window. Preferably, you will use the Zwift hack or the Zwift Preferences app, which again I will link in the comments down below. And actually, the links for all of these are in the website that will be linked below. Use the Zwift Preferences app to change the route, because obviously you're going to be needing to do these routes on all 3 of the worlds, Watopia, Richmond and London. So you need to be able to jump back and forth. You will need to join the WKG Strava group. This isn't a ploy for me to build the group. It really is because your information will be much easier for me to locate and verify if you're part of the group, basically. Likewise with Zwift Power. I know 99.9% of you will already have a Zwift Power profile, but if you don't, please register a Zwift Power profile. That's really for us to keep an eye on consistency of your performance, because I don't want somebody all of a sudden being 5 watts per kilogram because they weigh 40 kilograms when last week they weighed 90. So we can do a little bit of a background check through Zwift Power, which is always very helpful. And the final main stipulation is you need to have heart rate data. So every one of your rides will need to be able to show that you have an active working heart rate monitor, basically to fend off the possibility of someone linking up a Black & Decker to their turbo trainer and powering it up and flying through the entire race. So this is all to protect fairness and your time. Speaking of the times, once we have compiled your RAZ finishing time, you will take pride and place on the official RAZ leaderboard, again in the link below, and that will remain. This is the RAZ 2018. It will remain there for the entirety of 2018, and it will be changing for 2019 purely because I'm absolutely sure that between now and then Zwift will have added more routes. So the shape of the RAZ 2019 could be slightly different, or will be slightly different to how it looks now. But this is an opportunity basically to get yourself up there, recognised as king or queen of Zwift in what it's got to be the ultimate endurance race on an indoor training program. Surely I've not seen this done before, maybe for very good reason, which we will find out after we start. But if you don't do it, you never know. This could be an absolute catastrophe. It could be the most brilliant thing you've ever tried. The sense of satisfaction from doing these endurance rides is incredible. The profile changes slightly in that this is a race and not a ride, but again, having just completed the 11-11 challenge in 11 days, as tiring and leg busting as that was, the sense of satisfaction completing that was absolutely phenomenal. So I encourage and I invite you all to give this a go, even if you don't end up right at the top of the leaderboard. Completing what would be 900 kilometers in less than 14 days is a pretty good achievement. Averages out about 65 kilometers a day, as I've mentioned. So that's it. I don't think there are any other rules really. Register in the Strava WKG group. Make sure you've got your Zwift Power profile. Make sure you've got a heart rate monitor. Make sure you can change the courses on Zwift using preferably the Zwift Preferences app. And that's it. After you've registered, you'll get an email from me, like I say, with your cut-off time, and then you're free to go. I'll aim to, after everybody's completed their ride and you've basically sent back your ride data, you basically just email back the ride data. All that information will be in the email that comes to you. You email back your Strava rides. We will look to compile them and get every finishing time on the leaderboard within 48 hours of receiving it. Yeah, that's it. How fun does that sound? Or how crazy does that sound? Either way, it's got to be good. Pushing yourself to those limits. I dream of doing one of the big ultra endurance races, the Ram or the Transamerica, the Indy Pack, those kind of races. Sorry, I had to have some before. It's getting a bit cold. But I'll never do it. I don't have the means. I don't have the freedom. I don't have the bravery or the confidence, I don't think. So this is an opportunity to test yourself, push yourself to the absolute limit, and with the flexibility of you can do it whenever you like and however many times you like. There we go. RAZ. That's it. Oh, finally, just very finally, it's a bit of a sales pitchy thing, but not really. There is a RAZ exclusive t-shirt, which you'll see on the website down below. But you cannot absolutely 100% buy it if you have not completed the RAZ. You will only be sent the link to the purchase option after we have verified your completion and put your name on the leaderboard. You'll then get the link to the t-shirt to buy, purely optional. Obviously, it's not a requirement of entering. It's only going to be $12.99. It has the big RAZ logo across the front, the total distance and meters climbed on the back. And it's very cool looking, if you ask me, but then I would say that. because I designed it. So there we go. So RAZ t-shirt only. You can wear it as a massive badge of honour. If I won't even wear one unless I've completed the RAZ. So if ever you see anyone wearing one, you know they've put themselves through absolute hell for 14 days or less on Zwift and completed the ultimate Zwifting endurance challenge. There we go. Right, I'm going to shut up. I've gone on for 10 minutes. This video was supposed to be about 2 minutes. Please get your names down. Let's see who's got the minerals to give it a go, and even more interestingly, to see who's got the legs to be right at the top of that leaderboard. I look forward to seeing you all on there and receiving your registrations. Catch you soon. Ciao.